Welcome. Today we're going to be exploring the unspoken language of teaching, nonverbal communication. It's not just about what we say, but how we say it that makes the biggest impact in our classrooms. Did you know that up to 90% of communication is nonverbal? This includes everything from our gestures and facial expressions to our posture and eye contact. But what can we do as educators to improve on these skills? Let's start by breaking down the key elements: body language, facial expressions, eye contact, gestures, and posture. These are the core components that make our messages clear even without words. Being mindful of these things is the start to being a better communicator. Our body language speaks volumes. Standing tall and confident communicates authority and approachability, which sets a positive tone from the start. Students are more likely to engage when we appear open and welcoming, but they are more likely to understand seriousness or frustration when we're closed off or stiff. Facial expressions can make or break a lesson. A genuine smile creates a warm and inclusive atmosphere, making students feel valued and more willing to participate. Remember, your face reflects your mood. Use it intentionally. Students should only see positive and supportive instructors. Eye contact is one of the most effective tools we have for building trust and engagement. By making direct eye contact, we signal to students that we're present, attentive, and interested. Looking elsewhere when a student is talking can show that you do not take them seriously or are not listening. Gestures can emphasize key points and enthusiasm or be used to signal needs from students. When we use open, expressive hand movements, it shows that we're passionate about the topic, making it easier for students to connect with the material. Silent signals can also help students be more independent with their own needs. Your posture sends strong signals. Leaning in slightly shows interest and focus, while moving around the classroom keeps the energy up. A dynamic presence helps maintain students' attention and involvement, while a more relaxed and still posture can keep students calm and quiet. Next, we're going to give some legitimate examples of nonverbal cues that involve getting students' attention, teaching the content, transitioning to seat work activities, and what to do while they're working. These tips can be used in a variety of lessons for your younger or older students. When getting students' attention, it's important to physically pause your body or use the frozen hand gesture to indicate to students to also pause. Doing the opposite of what you say, like moving around while telling them to pause or freeze, can be contradictory and may not relay the right message. Once you've indicated for students' attention, keep directions brief and your voice level should be just above the volume of the class. If students are working independently, your voice should be very quiet. But if group work or other activities are going on, may need to raise your voice. While you're teaching, you should be talking with your hands to increase engagement, be standing next to the content you want them to focus on, and pause on a regular basis. Frequent pauses can help to prevent students getting overwhelmed and allows you to breathe and collect your own thoughts. Point, turn, and look at what you want students to focus on. If you just point to something, then look at the class, their eyes will focus on you, not the content. They will naturally look wherever you are looking. If you want them to remember something, turn and point at something visual. When transitioning to seat work or independent time, make sure to give directions in a clear and concise way. Have the exit directions posted wherever you were just teaching so students will associate the directions that are written with your spoken words. Color coding different steps can help each task stand out so there's also no confusion. After giving the "you may begin" direction, stay still for about 20 seconds without saying anything else or even looking at other students. If a student gets up to try and speak with you, gently gesture for them to sit back down without looking. If you send them off and rush yourself, it shows you're no longer monitoring, and the initial silence and stillness can help create a nice, low volume atmosphere for the class. If you see students who are disengaged, it's important to redirect them without embarrassment or criticism. Call their name, point or gesture towards the visual or task or directions, and make sure to make eye contact. Finally, we're going to discuss the differences between power versus influence approach. While student situations require one or the other, you will need to be conscious of your nonverbal cues to convey the right message. The way we present ourselves can directly impact the perception of the situation. Displaying a sense of power should not be used often as it can make things worse. Approaching students from the front can be intimidating, direct eye contact can often escalate situations, and using direct verbal messages can be overwhelming. These should only be used in behavior management or serious situations. Approaching students from the side is more casual. Keeping your eyes on student work instead of on the student helps the student continue to focus on the work. Engaging them from a healthy distance shows respect for boundaries, and use of nonverbal redirections or gestures helps to keep the room calm. Most of the time, you'll want to use the influence approach to create a healthy environment. Good educators learn to consciously control their nonverbal cues to give students a sense of trust. It can de escalate things and make your room a little bit more efficient. It can also help all of us understand each other better. Thanks for listening and coming to my Ignite Talk.